In this video, I want to go over 10 pitfalls when starting an assisted living facility and 10 solutions so you don't fall inside the pit. My name is James Ramos. My family and I have been running assisted living facilities for over 40 years. So if you want to learn how to start your first assisted living facility, make sure to book a call at startmyalf.com. That's startmyalf.com. So the first pitfall is underestimating the startup costs, because there are a lot of upfront costs when you're first getting started. For example, you need at least 10 to 20% to purchase your home if you don't have a home already. Secondly, you also have to make retrofits to the home. So depending on the house that you purchase and how many retrofits that it's gonna require to make that home certified for assisted living facility, that's gonna all depend. That's why it's super important for you to understand from the get-go what are some of the homes that are the most viable, because not all homes are created equal when you're talking about opening up an assisted living facility. So make sure that you have the budget aside when you're looking to start your assisted living facility. So the second pitfall is choosing the right property, because it's just like any real estate transaction, you have to find the right location. Because first and foremost, if you buy a house in a poor location, you're not gonna get the highest rent per room, because you're gonna attract whatever particular demographic you actually purchased the home. So make sure to also find a home that is close to the hospital, because you are dealing with senior citizens. And as for the family member of the resident, they're gonna have a little peace of mind if your home is by a hospital. So make sure that you're working with an experienced realtor that already works with assisted living facilities. Because if they're an experienced realtor, they're gonna know exactly which home is the most ideal and the ones that are not. So it's really crucial to find the right home in the right location. The third pitfall is ignoring regulatory compliances, because an assisted living home is regulated by the city and also the state. And if you're not complying with the city and state requirements, unfortunately, there can be heavy fines, and also they have the ability to shut your assisted living facility down. So make sure that you're aware of all the regulatory compliance that you need for your assisted living facility. The fourth pitfall is inadequate staffing. So insufficient or poorly trained staff can lead to inadequate care. And it also can cause high turnover and also legal issues. So make sure that your staff is being trained correctly and your manager is proficient to make sure that every single caregiver is providing the best care as possible, because the state can come in at any time to inspect your facility. So make sure that your staff is trained correctly so you don't get fined or even closed down. The fifth pitfall is underestimating the complexity of the care that you need to provide for the seniors. Because as a new owner and operator, a lot of times you don't know exactly how much care is needed for a senior in your home. So make sure that your team understands the scope of work so it doesn't lead to burnout and inadequate service. So the sixth pitfall is poor management of the finances. Because when you're a new owner or operator, you don't quite understand all of the expenses that it requires to run your assisted living facility. And there may be a few things that kind of slip the crack. So make sure that you manage your cash flow correctly. So the seventh pitfall is poor marketing, because a lot of new operators don't quite understand how to market their facility. Because in the beginning, you're not gonna get too many referrals. So with that being said, you're gonna have to work with placement agencies, run ads, and even going to hospitals to get your name out there and your business card. So eventually you're gonna get referrals. So make sure that you're constantly marketing your assisted living facility, even if your house is full. So the eighth pitfall is neglecting the family members of your resident. Because if the family member doesn't get updates on their mom or their dad, whoever is in your facility, they're gonna feel undervalued. So make sure the family member of your resident is being invited to different events that you're having in a house, or even give them weekly or monthly updates on how their family member is doing. Because the more you keep the family up to date, the more they're gonna feel valued. So the ninth pitfall is overlooking the maintenance of your home. Because the lack of maintenance in your home can lead to trips and falls and even severe hazards. So what I suggest is to create a checklist for your caregiver and your manager, so you can work ahead and be proactive just in case of any hazards in the home. So the 10th and final pitfall is the lack of crisis management. Just in case there's an emergency and you have to vacate the house, you're gonna have to have a clear plan on how you're going to vacate every single resident in your home. Because at the end of the day, we're not necessarily thinking about any any fires or any kind of emergencies, but it can happen. So make sure that you have an emergency plan just in case you got to vacate all the residents in your home. Those are the 10 pitfalls when you're starting an assisted living facility. And hopefully now you have a little better understanding of the day-to-day operations of an assisted living facilities and some of their pitfalls. So if you want to dive in deeper and you want to start your first assisted living facility, make sure to book a call at startmyalf.com. That's startmyalf.com. And I'll see you in the next video.